Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of New Comic Wednesday in my beautiful mansion. I'm pretty sure this is just one of the standard virtual backgrounds that StreamYards comes with, but Pat Shan said use the mansion background, so I did. I'm super excited. If you don't know who I am, my name is Casey. I fill in for Amber sometimes when she is traveling. And today, the NCW emojis is generic city and Belle. We didn't have a lot of Philly emojis going on. There was no Wawa emoji. There was no cheesesteak emoji, which I'm really offended about. So we had to make do. But welcome to New Comic Wednesday. We have two new releases to talk about. We have Belle, Hunt of the Centaurs, written by Dave Franchini. And we also have Van Helsing, Flesh of My Blood, written by Pat Shand. And both of our writers are going to be on today, so it's super, super exciting. Before we get into it, though, definitely make sure that you like and subscribe to all of our videos. If you're on YouTube, there's a little bell that you can press, and it will alert you that we are going live, so you'll never miss a video with us. Dave, I can't tell if you're in the background or not, if you're ready. Okay, good. I got the thumbs up. So I will bring on Dave first. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Robert P. He says, nice house. Thank you. Let me read I always bring the physical books when I do NCW. I really like doing that. But I will read the synopsis now. As Belle continues her search for the elusive gateway to Tartarus to rescue her mother, she finds herself ensnarled in a ceremonial hunt where she is the prize. Can Belle survive this deadly encounter with these magical, legendary masters of the hunt, or will she become another trophy? And I will bring up the beautiful covers. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my gosh. I don't know why they didn't upload for a second. 1 second. I hate doing hosting and tech work. It's so hard. Ta-da! So I definitely have to say that my favorite cover is C. I'm a huge Tristan Thompson fan. I met him in C2E2, actually. He's really, really nice. But we have 3 other beautiful covers as well. So I will bring on Dave now. Hello, Dave.
Hello.
How I am okay. How are you?
I'm good.
Smaller.
Another crazy day here.
Another crazy day. What are you working on? That's
finishing up some covers, booking pinups for the horror pinup book coming up and the holiday pinup book coming up, and then working on outlines for some stuff coming up. So it's a lot. It's a lot, but it'll get done.
Will you be doing the short stories for the pinups?
Yeah. I wrote those the other week. So that you have a short story. I'm trying to see if I could do if there's anything that would spoil it. There's a mystere-oriented story in the horror pinup, and then in the holiday pinup, you'll have a Gretel story with another guest.
Yay!
But they're both leading into like bigger stories that we have coming up. So like
cool.
We try to do with all the pinup stories, like stories that are in continuity that aren't just like throwaway stories, stuff that kind of builds on to what's going on. So yeah, those both lead into other stuff coming up for the end of the year and for next year.
Cool. Yeah, no, I really loved the Cindy short story for, I think that was the May the 4th one.
Yeah, with Gerald.
Yeah.
And then Gerald may or may not make a return in the Cinderella versus Tooth Fairy coming up.
Ooh. I'm super excited for that one too. There's a really good Josh Burns cover. Oh, and the Eye Metallic. Literally all the covers are gorgeous.
Yeah, we work with some great artists, and we just keep getting in. They keep making our books look a lot better than if we didn't have it. But no, yeah, I mean, these guys have been killing it. So I'm excited. I get excited every time they come in because then I'm like, oh man, all these covers come in, and it's like a little Christmas. We just got we got in Grimm 64 yesterday, and what was that? Oh, Man Bunny Man 3, and that was awesome. So
Awesome. Yeah, they both look really, really good. I grabbed my copies as well. But yeah, Belle, Hunt of the Centaurs. I was actually reading a review online, and they described it as, quote, an entertaining side quest, and I really, really liked that.
I read that. I read that too.
Yeah, it was comical opinions. They always review our stuff. Shout out to them.
Yeah, no, yeah, I mean, it's kind of it kind of summarizes a little bit, but like, so it's the way the story's been going is like since the last annual, Belle's mom's been in Tartarus, and she's feeling guilty for that as she should because she sent her there, and this story kind of it feeds into that, but also it ties up a loose end from the very first issue of Belle. So like it literally part of the story goes all the way back to the very first issue of Belle Beast Hunter.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that there was a lot of like C notes, like see Belle Beast Hunter, and I was surprised that it went that far back. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fun part with this stuff too, and like some of it's planned, some of it's like, oh, you know what, we haven't we like because like when you write some of these stuff like the stories, you see like you create open threads. Like some of them, most of them closed, but like that was like, all right, well, what would happen if this centaur she killed had a family? And why, like, if somebody killed your family and you're like a bunch of beasts that hunt people, wouldn't you kind of start like wanting revenge? And that's kind of what the story is.
Yeah, there was a line, I think, I don't remember exactly, but she's like, yeah, this makes sense why I'm in this predicament, essentially.
Yeah,
I really appreciated that honesty.
She's like, you killed my brother, and she's like, that's probably right.
I think I did. I think it was like, oh, explicitive. I think I did.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Belle's she kind of just calls it like it is.
And especially with those just like quirky quotes, I feel like Belle is just such a relatable character. Pretty much every time we go to conventions and we have her first trait, Belle the Beast Hunter, we always push it towards like younger female readers because she's just such a relatable character. I know that I always recommend Belle first. And like, I don't know, I'm very much the target audience here. But Belle is such like an all ages, not all ages, like I always say older teen and up. And just, I don't know, everyone can love Belle. And I think that's what makes her such a fun character and such a fun storyline.
I hope so. I mean, like the whole, like somebody just put in there, like, it's like Belle seems to create so many of her own problems. And I mean, she kind of does, but because like, her story, I look at her character and her story it's very almost like Batman mixed with Spider-Man, like where Peter Parker deals with his own things in his head, but he's sarcastic to a lot of other people, and he winds up causing his own strife. And at the same time, he's smart enough and he figures out how to get out of it. And that's kind of what Belle does too. So I mean, like I kind of look at it a little bit like that, where it's like she finds her way to kind of make her way through her life. That's where we would have normal problems. She's dealing with like monster versions of them, both figuratively and literally.
I like that.
52. Yeah. It's definitely older teen. That's the new 18.
When my friend turned 22, she was like, "I'm the plus," and I was like, "What?" And she's like, "21." Plus, I'm the plus now, so you can be the older teen plus now.
That's true. Age is just a number. Time is like a made up thing.
Something else? Oh, Hershey made so many appearances in this, and I really loved that. I think like I'm very much a like slice of life person when it comes to content in general. And I just loved seeing Hershey being born in the little like dad baby carrier.
Like, I mean, that was actually the baby Bjorn. That was actually Ashley. Ashley brought up something about it before, and I was like, you know what, that's a good idea. I like that idea for him, and I kind of just threw it in there, and I was like, it makes sense because like if Mel's holding him, she shouldn't be running, holding a turtle and shaking him like a football. And like at least this one gives him a little more support and protects him so he doesn't get cracked. I mean, and the thing is too, like, I don't want to get like with Hershey and Mel, they're more like they're joint sidekicks to Belle, but they're also like I like to hope that they can build their own world and their own little I don't know, we'll see. That'll never get approved. We'll never get a Hershey approved one shot. I know that. So like, we'll see what we can do inside the Belle books without pulling too much away from Belle. But
I mean, you could call it Belle and then like be really secretive about the whole process, and then it comes out and it's like, oh, oops.
Like they switch brains.
All Hershey. Yeah.
Like, they switch brains. Belle's brain gets trapped in Hershey's body. And vice versa, and he's just eating lettuce. He's just going to the fridge and eating whole heads of lettuce in Belle's body. No, I mean, I'm glad people like them, and they don't get tired of them yet.
That's a really good idea.
That is a good idea, but again, it's tough because like if all of a sudden I did that and Joe or Alfred would be like, "What the hell is this story?" With just this turtle, and I'm like, he's very sexy for his age.
That's awesome.
Which we don't know his age yet. I mean, maybe that's a big thing. Maybe we have a Hershey birthday party. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, the Hershey birthday bash.
Hey, give him a little hat. Gifts. I don't know.
Aww.
Depends on what age he is.
I don't know. Turtles live to like 200s. Well, they're like big tortoises do, I guess.
Tortoises, yeah. Some of them. Yeah. And then there's the one where they think it could be like 400 years old. They don't know. I mean, turtles get pretty old.
Yeah.
So I want to buy a tortoise and then just leave it to people. Because
a generational tortoise.
Yeah.
John had a really good question. He asked, when is the annual coming?
That'll be, it's being drawn right now. So it'll be out. It'll actually come out the first week of November. It was supposed to come out the last week of October, but we need a little more time to get it drawn. But yeah, that's going to deal with Tartarus, but there's a ton of other stuff getting thrown in there that I hope people like. I mean, it's more digging into like the Greek mythology stuff and a little bit and trying to make it mesh into the Grimm universe and with Belle's story. But we'll see a bunch of new characters and kind of new problems, but also, I mean, I don't know, I can't spoil it, but yeah, that'll come out like it should be hitting shelves 11 too.
Hi, Crystal.
Hi.
I always like will randomly give shout outs when I see him in the comments to Coffee with Casey and Noah. So I'm sorry. That is my.
Chris just gave in this awesome Gretel cover, image that we're going to use on the comic books or on the website coming up. So we just got that in. So it goes with the set that she's been doing, like the Belle and the Van Helsing and the Robin and the Karis. We just got the Gretel one in today. Well, we got it in yesterday, and then we got the high res in today. It came out awesome.
Oh, I'm excited to see it.
So thank you, Chris.
You'll have to send it to me. I had one other question, and it's actually related to the annual. This would be 2 Belle annuals in 1 year, correct?
Yeah.
25 was early in the year, and then this would be late in the year. Is this allowed? Like,
yeah,
you can do it.
It is when you have delays, and when you have delays, yeah, it's allowed.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Belle 25 annual was supposed to come out closer towards like December, but what happens at the end of the year? Our printer shuts down for like 2 weeks. So if you don't get our books within that it pushes all of our books like further back, and you have to get books done 2 to 3 weeks earlier than you normally would. So what happens is like if you can't hit that date, it has to go out the following month. It has to get pushed back, and that's kind of what happens. It happens every year because like they change their like schedule every year. So we kind of just in the beginning of the year we bank out like, oh, okay, we're gonna do it by this date. And then we get their thing, we're like, all right, well, that's not going to work because it doesn't fall into our schedule, and then we have to adjust it. So it's kind of what happened. Like it was more supposed to come out like towards the end. It was supposed to come out last year, and then just because of the scheduling, it kind of gets pushed back. So
interesting. I have one last user question. Gary asks, is Hershey named after the candy or the city?
Both, because Mel is actually from Hershey, PA.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where he gets his name.
Gotcha. That's interesting. All right. Well, if there's anything you want to, I always ask you this, anything you want to promote, talk about?
Buy all of our books and
buy
support
Zenescope.
all of our, support all of our books and read everything that you're not reading from us. And I hope you guys like the new issue and the ones coming and the ones that already came out.
All right, awesome. Thanks so much, Dave, for coming on.
Thanks for having me. I'll see you.
All right, so that was Dave Franchini. If you don't know, he is the writer of every Belle that's ever come out because he's creator of Belle. And he's also the Zenescope publisher right now. So Dave does so much work for us and somehow manages to take 15 minutes out of our Wednesdays and come talk to me. So thank you so much, Dave. And now we will go on to Van Helsing, Flesh in My Blood, written by the one and only Pat Chan. I'm super excited to talk to Pat about not only this, but fantasy football, Kickstarters. Pat's got a busy life as well. So I'm super excited to show the covers. You know what? I'm going to bring Pat on because he plays the game. He will tell me his favorite covers. So welcome, Pat.
Hello. I want to say, Casey, I like how you do this when you start, right?
That's off of Amber.
It's a good move, and you started before you're live, so you're doing it for a long time. But it goes so as soon as you're live, you're waving. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
well,
good
that's
move.
the thing is because it will load a little bit, so I don't know when I'm going live, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know where it's from, but I don't know what to do with my hands. Someone will put it in the comments where that's from, but I don't know what to do with my hands, essentially. But hello, Pat. You want to pick a favorite cover?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Dun, da, da, da. This one's hard. Dun, da, da, da. Man, I am having technical difficulties. Out. Hold for 4 beautiful covers. They're on their way.
They're coming.
Ta-da! Okay, cool. So we have Jeff Spokes for cover A. We have Igor Vitorino and I can't remember their first name, but Augusto on the colors, which gorgeous. Yes. Cover C is Michael D. Pascal and Sanju Nivangwen. I don't know how to pronounce his name. And then Niai with cover D.
I will pick. So looking at these, it is always difficult to pick. There are great things about each one. I will say that the Niai Rufino one makes me feel nostalgic because she was actually the first person to draw Van Helsing in the interiors. She introduced her in Unleash #0, and that was her first interiors for Zenescope, and it was beautiful. And she used the gear elements in the panel art there that she's using in the cover here, so that's very nostalgic. But I will say my favorite is cover A because it's just so iconic. Looking at that to me could easily be the cover for a trade.
Yeah, we actually do use it in one of our promotional images. We have our new live stream schedule, and we use that. It's always interesting to see which covers get turned into promotional stuff. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's really, really good. And I do like Jeff Spokes. It's very easy to tell what Jeff Spokes has done for us because they're very similar. He always has the character and then always has that background with the kind of muted colors. So I can email you some other Jeff Spokes stuff that's coming out if you want to take a look.
Yeah, do it.
But yeah, Van Helsing, Flesh in My Blood. I want to start on the title. So we don't have a lot of My's and I's in our title names. I thought that this was a really interesting name. And I believe it was going to be called Shapeshifter or something like that before. That might be more of a Dave question. Do you know? Wait. Oh, Dave came back. Dave, what is it?
There he is.
when we map out the stories for the year, like the concept kind of thing, it was like a placeholder. So it was more just like we knew it was gonna. Like, I mean, spoiling stuff there for you guys, but like we knew what that monster that story was going to involve and what it was going to go into, and that's what we kind of do with a lot of the stuff. And then for the Jeff Spoke stuff, I mean, I'll defend him. Like, not all of his covers that he does for everybody looks like that. We're just having him do a set of like every character, like similar to that.
It's sick. It's really cool.
Nice, awesome. All right, I'll disappear.
But yeah, no, I really like the title. I don't know if you come up with it or
that one. I didn't, but I like it too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really different. I really liked it. I don't think I read the synopsis yet either. Let me just read that real quick. When Dr. Julie Jekyll is targeted by a mysterious and deadly creature, Van Helsing must rush to her aid and fight for her friend's survival while trying to discover the identity of this new enemy. But when this being seems to know her deepest, darkest secrets and greatest weaknesses, even the renowned Liesl Van Helsing may not have the power to defeat it.
Sounds good.
I know. Whoever wrote that one, good job.
Sounds good. Yeah.
No, but this was definitely a really interesting issue. Absolutely gorgeous art, along with lettering, coloring, writing. It really came together really well, and I really enjoyed it. I loved the concept of Shapeshifter. I'm glad it was not the title, but it was just really cool. And it's funny that you and I were both on Movie Club and didn't like aliens, because there were aliens aspects, I felt like, to this issue, but you did it way better, and I would not give this a 1.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I when writing Van Helsing, I've written her for a long time. I did my first run during her debut, volumes 1 through 4, and now I've been back on this run for over a year now. I'm comfortable in her voice, and now we're exploring her through. This arc is very character driven. It's really getting into her feelings about how her hunt impacts her life. So as interesting and cool as the monsters are, it really does always go back to what does it mean for Liesl Van Helsing,
Yeah, I know that you just brought it up. Like, it's since we are coming up with a trade. There is going to be a Van Helsing trade. It's going to be called, I don't know if I'm spoiling it. I don't care. It's called Eye of Oblivion.
Right.
I know it's already in previews, so I'm okay to say that. Okay, good.
I've been talking about it, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if this arc has a name or where exactly it starts, where exactly it ends. Can you kind of fill in the audience there?
I can, yes. All right. So, Eye of Oblivion will take us through. It'll end with Return of the League of Monsters #2. So it'll have Liesl and Rick separated, and it'll have Liesl going back to America for her next journey. And then the next trade, I believe, and this current run starts with Hour of the Witch with Van Helsing and Gretel, and that kind of kicks her off. But this run is mostly about Van Helsing versus hybrids.
That was an interesting issue too, because we haven't seen Gretel in these next few issues. Like, it was just that one annual. Will we get a partnership again, or?
I mean, I hope so, because Van Helsing hates her, and that was a very fun dynamic. I love to figure out how certain characters who haven't interacted yet will interact. Like back when I was doing Robin Hood and Van Helsing at the same time, Van Helsing seamlessly integrated into Robin Hood's cast. She was close to Marion and Robin. So now that the Grimm universe has all these new characters, it was fun to explore that in a different way. Whereas with Gretel, not a great connection. And then next issue, we're going to have Van Helsing and Mystere link up. And they're going to have also a very interesting connection that is not antagonistic how it was with Gretel, but they have a shared link in their past with Sela. So that'll be interesting to show readers there.
It's really interesting. This is just something random I thought of.
Yeah,
it was interesting that you picked the Nii cover, because Nii will also be also did your trading card for the VIP event, which is this week.
You sure did. I have it right here. See if you guys can see it. This is the holographic Nia Ruffino trading card. If it shows my characters Logan McBride and Taylor Hart cosplaying as Robin Hood and Van Helsing. That's going to be at the VIP event. And if you are not going to the VIP event, you can get this through my Etsy. It's Space Between Comics on Etsy. That's going up on Friday. And for those who are going, I will see you on Friday and Saturday.
That's awesome.
Oh, by the way, I saw the trading cards, the Grim Universe trading cards. They're sick.
They are. Yeah. They've been in the office for a little bit now because we had to grab the sketch cards, which took a little bit longer, and then the actual cards. And I've just been. I know. I haven't grabbed any yet. Like I should have just backed the Kickstarter myself. Honestly, I'm very jealous. Maybe I'll try and grab some stretch goals if we have some extra.
Yeah, it'll be fun to open some at the event.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Email me, Pat.
Do it.
So I guess what is next in the Van Helsing world? I saw a comment that said, hold on, it's up there. I love the cliffhanger, but the will she survive this synopsis? Except I know the answer.
Yeah. Yeah, here's the thing. With the next issue of Van Helsing, they've all been standalones that connect in certain ways. The next issue is going to be very much the same way, where it's Van Helsing and Mystere, and it breaks a bit from the hybrid storyline, while still connecting to it as far as Van Helsing's emotional arc, but the plot breaks from that story and sort of sets Mystere up for some cool things too. But there is going to be an annual coming soon where we really bring this story to its proper conclusion and set Van Helsing up for her next journey as well. So it's definitely things are definitely heading toward the climax of what we've been building for the past year.
Is it hard to write these like semi-standalone, semi-ongoing books? Because like if you see this in a comic shop, there's no number. So somebody who doesn't know can be like, hey, I like the cover, or I like Van Helsing, like the story, why not pick it up, try it out? But is it difficult to be able to try and introduce a reader to a whole story arc that's been going on for so many years, but still acts as like a standalone?
Now, no. At first, yes, but because of this. At first, Van Helsing's storyline with Return of the League of Monsters, I was jumping into this mix where it was a bunch of new villains and a mixture of old villains as well. And that storyline had an element of her past where she was facing off someone who was disguising themselves as Hades. And when I was writing Helsing, Hades was a big part of her life. And this has been years later, so it was sort of learning who she is again and learning how much of the old to use, how much she's been through, how much she's grown. So I was looking back at those issues. I liked them a lot, but there was definitely a sort of uncertainty with me about how much to explain about what had happened before and how much to just move forward. Now, since we're really moving, I feel that we can really just explain what's happened with a few captions here or there and really just blast forward. There's a lot of interesting things that she's been discovering and learning, and we've been able to sort of integrate backstory more naturally into that stuff.
It's really interesting. Is there anything you want to promote? I know that you have a Kickstarter coming out.
Yes, I have two things to say. In fact, I want to respond to one of the comments here from Robert Pete. Robert Pete says, "Pat, congrats on Azza coming out this month." Azza is Azza the Barbed from Scout. And first, Robert, thank you for saying that. I do want to say this, though. Azza the Barbed #1 is out today. And unfortunately, Scout didn't... I want to say it without sounding too angry. But I want to say here, too, because people who are follow me today know that I'm going to be on the show and have been waiting for me to talk about this. The issue was printed with no lettering on page 12 and on, which is an absolutely egregious error. I am furious, and I'm going to be talking to them directly after this call. There's going to be a solution here. But shout to Zenescope for never doing that shit. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it's going to be reprinted. It's going to be taken care of. There's going to be a press release and everything. But I do want to say, for anyone who sees me here, I mean, I was going to say don't buy it yet because it's not lettered halfway through, but maybe buy it because it's going to be a collector's item because that's a major mistake, you know? But yeah, that's the issue. If you want a full Patch Chance story, Van Helsing Fletch My Blood.
That's perfect tagline.
Yeah. So damn, yeah, that was crazy. I was a moment away from posting a very angry reaction, and then they texted me. And after this, we're gonna talk, and I'm still deciding how much, of my Irish rage I'm gonna bring. But on the positive side of things, Destiny New York Volume 6 is on Kickstarter right now. It's tinyurl.com/DestinyNY and 6, the number 6. We have a cover by Ivan Tao, who was a Zenescope fan favorite. I'm going to be... I was
so excited.
Yeah, that's the add-on stretch goal cover. I'm going to reveal the whole thing later on today. And yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, John says he's going to get a full refund from Scout for sure. Yeah. They're going to resend those to shops and do it with no cost. Hopefully they'll do the same thing for anyone who bought it direct. But yeah, I know that people were expecting 2 issues from me today, but you got an issue and a half.
Well, it was so great to talk to you, Pat. I feel like I just talked to you last week, and I'm going to see you in like 2 days, right? At the VIP event. Well, I see you Friday as well, or just Saturday?
Friday for sure, yeah. I'm
cool.
On Friday. I'm not sure what time, but I will definitely see you Friday and Saturday, and I'm leaving Sunday. Yeah.
Awesome. Yes, so the VIP event, for people who don't know, I don't know how you couldn't, because that's all we've been talking about for the past month. But it's September 23rd, 24th. Pat will be there and Dave will be there, along with Joe and Ralph and Ali Garza, Elias Chadzudis, and Keith Garvey. So I'm super excited to see you.
I'm excited to see you too. And if you guys are going, remember, the card's there for free. If not, Etsy, Space Between Comics. But wait. Very excited to see you all. It's going to be great. It's going to be great to meet the VIPs and to play Van Helsing versus Werewolf.
We are playing Van Helsing versus Werewolf. Yeah. It's on the schedule. It's official.
It's going to be fun.
All right. Well, it was so great talking to you, Pat. I can't wait to see you in 2 days. Definitely everyone look out for Pat Chan's fully printed comics.
As of the bar number 1, eventually fully printed. But right now, today, Van Helsing, Flesh and My Blood. As far as I know, every single bubble of dialogue is there. Every single one, which is not the case for all my books today.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Pat. I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye. So thanks again to both Dave Franchini and Pat Chan for coming on and talking with me. I love talking to both of them about the books. That's awful that Pat's book is done. But definitely check out some of Pat's other stuff as well as his Zenescope stuff. He really does some really great work. And I love chatting with him. So we have a few announcements. As you mentioned before, the VIP event is this weekend. You can still technically get tickets. We're running low on t-shirts, but if you want to make a last minute decision to come to the VIP event, if you're in the Philly area, it is September 3rd through the 24th. We'll have the welcome Friday night reception at Lucky Strike, and then the event will be Saturday from 11 to 5, and then we'll have an after party at the Hard Rock Cafe. So definitely check it out if you like making last minute plans. But if you can't make it to the VIP event, you can always come to the VIP virtual event. If you are a VIP, we have a VIP Facebook page. It's our official page. And you can join us for this 2-day VIP event. And we'll be playing lots of interactive games with the fans. We will be doing some giveaways, some really, really exclusive books that you are not going to find on the web store. So definitely make sure you check that out September 29th and September 30th. Our next virtual con will be the Horicon. But before, it's a little early for that because we have New York Comic Con, which is also coming up October 6th to the 9th. But definitely make sure that you start getting ready for this virtual Horicon because we're going to be having a virtual Horicon Halloween contest. It's going to be 7 on the Thursday night of our virtual Horicon. So all you have to do is send a picture email it to cosplay@zenescope.com. Or if you're on Instagram, you can tag Zenescope hashtag Zenescope Halloween contest, and we'll find you there. We also have Movie Club with Fifth Element. It has been moved. The original date was the 21st, but the original date was today, but it's not today. It's going to be next Wednesday, September 28th, with the usual crew. And of course, we always have our NCW cover, which is September's, which is the Michael Dooney cover. And every week we give out a free NCW cover just for watching the show and listening to the stipulations. So last week, our winner was Larry Johansson. Congratulations. Confetti, confetti, confetti. And this week, all you have to do to win the this week's issue of the NCW cover is come say hello to me at the VIP event. I will try and bring my copy instead of having to mail it to you this time. But if you're the first to come say hello and mention the NCW cover, I will hand it to you. Do be aware, though, if you've already won a cover this year, I cannot give it to you. So if you haven't won a cover yet, but you will be at the Philly VIP event, definitely make sure you come look for me. I think that is everything. So yeah, don't forget again to like and subscribe, press that notification bell. So I always see when people like on Facebook in real time, so I can appreciate that as we're doing our shows. Definitely just make sure that you give us a like. It was great talking to everybody. I'll see you guys I'll see you at the VIP event if you're there. And Amber will probably be back on next week. All right. Bye. Gary asked a good question before I leave. Friday or Saturday, whenever you see me. Kevin Deffelson actually won the Vegas NCW cover, and he saw me, I think it was like Friday before at breakfast time, like way before the event, because that was only a Saturday event. He found us like once we got to the hotel. So as soon as you find me, if you see me just walking down the streets of Philly, just be like, Casey, I need the NCW cover. All right. Bye, everyone.